order. Yes.
Didn't mean to throw you off. Nope, we don't
Nope.
need this one. There you go. Sorry about that.
Good morning. I am Laura Feldman, and I use she, her pronouns, and I'd like to welcome you to the Bucksmont Unitarian Universalist Fellowship's multi-platform worships where, moved by love, we share lifelong journeys of growth, wonder, and healing, nurturing wholeness in society and spirit, creating a community of justice and compassion. I'd like to give a welcome to everyone joining us online and in person today, members, friends, and those who may be newcomers to our community this morning. As we begin our service, please take a moment to silence your cell phones. If you are new to Bucksmont and visiting us in person today, please stop by our Visitors Center in the front hallway near where you came in. There you can also make a name tag for yourself, find more information on Unitarian Universalism, Bucksmont Fellowship, and upcoming events. If you'd like a hymnal or a printed order of service, those are available near the entrance to the sanctuary. If you are visiting us online or prefer digital methods, please email our office administrator, Beverly, to sign up for our email newsletter and to get connected to our congregation. You may also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Bucksmont UU. Each week in our service, we offer time for people to share a joy or sorrow from their lives by texting a phone number. That number is shared on screen for everyone now and will be again later in the service and is listed in the order of service. If you would like to see the order of service, details about upcoming services, and other ways to gather in our community, you can find that on the homepage of our website, www.bucksmont.org. Whether you are a guest, friend, or member, we are glad you are part of our worship service today. There is a lot happening at Bucksmont, and we would like to highlight these announcements in particular. We are beginning a new style of worship at Bucksmont this year. The third Wednesday of every month from 6:45 to 7:30 p.m., we will have a Vespers service. This service will be contemplative, music-filled, candlelit, with times of silence and poetry, or short readings rather than a sermon. This means this coming Wednesday, September 18th, will be our first one. Come and see if this unplugged time is what you've been craving as we turn towards fall. Questions, reach out to Reverend Kev. What if you could combine Bible study, fantasy literature, and a book club where you are welcome to show up not having done all the assigned reading? Well, you can. Join our next round of reading the Wheel of Time as sacred text with Reverend Kevin. We start Wednesday, September 25th at 7:30 p.m. in the social hall. Find all the details in the weekly e-newsletter or reach out to Reverend Kevin to get connected. Bucksmonters, new attendees, and long-time members have enjoyed getting to know each other over casual dinners in members' homes. Now you have the opportunity to join the fun or continue to gather if you've been a part of past circle dinners. Sign up after the service in the social hall starting today and continuing through Sunday, October 6th. More information about circle dinners is in the weekly e-voice and online.
Our community is made possible by you, those who show up to make it happen. In our practice of gratitude, we try to recognize those who make all we do possible. Today, we are thinking about that through the lens of our Peace and Justice Committee, and want to take a moment to express our thanks to a member of the congregation for their outstanding service and devotion to the fellowship. For many years, this person has contributed to the success of Bucksmont UU Fellowship through countless ways, whether as a participant or leader in almost every committee, such as stewardship, peace and justice, Sunday service, endowment, as well as the board. Or do you want to say the name? Okay. It's an honor to recognize Tom Thomas for his dedication to Bucksmont. Our current co-chairs of Peace and Justice, Sarah Forney and Scott Kuhn, would like to present something special to Tom at this time.
Tom, on behalf of the Peace and Justice Committee, Scott and I want to say thank you. You have enthusiastically supported peace and justice in every way, whether we were having fun at the New Hope Pride Parade or serious in our protest vigil against the Iraq War. We have participated in the Quaker Peace Fairs, and your outstanding generosity to apartment partners and Split Plate and countless other projects.
Tom, we have a certificate here, and I'm going to read it to the congregation. Peace and Justice and Bucksmont UU honors Tom Thomas for his lifelong service in the fight for social justice, his enthusiasm for direct action, and his generosity of spirit that inspires us all.
As we gather in our sanctuary, in our homes, or watch from mobile screens almost anywhere, we are all together. Those watching now on Sunday and those who may be watching months from now, we are joined together for worship across both space and time. This is a free, creedless religious congregation in the discipline of truth and the spirit of universal kinship. We join together in a cooperative quest for religious and ethical values, seeking to apply these values to the development of character, enrichment of the spirit, and service to all. You are welcome here, whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever the color of your skin or your country of origin, no matter your gender expression or gender identity, whatever your age, however you define family, wherever you are at this time, and whatever the source of your faith, you are welcome here.
This morning, as we do each time we gather, we kindle our Unitarian Universalist chalice. We do so today with words from Carrie Kopnick. The things to do have been done well for the most part. The people we need are in place, almost. We are ready, or as ready as we will be. Bless this most perfectly imperfect beginning. May we find the right people to do the right things as we go. May we discover that what we needed was right here all along. And may we remember to stop and marvel at the magic of each moment as it floats by. Please light your chalice at home. Our common chalice is now lit.
Pronouns. I'm going to be your hymn leader today. Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing our opening hymn, Joy Shall Come in the Morning. Joy shall come in the morning. Joy shall come in the morning soon. Joy shall come in the morning. Joy shall come to you. Out of darkness we have light. Comes the day from the night. Joy shall come in the morning. Joy shall come to you. Peace shall come in the morning. Peace shall come in the morning soon. Peace shall come in the morning. Peace shall come to you. Brothers all in charity, sisters all in unity. Peace shall come in the morning. Peace shall come to you. Love shall come in the morning. Love shall come in the morning soon. Love shall come in the morning. Love shall come to you. Comfort us that we might live, knowing love that we might give. Love shall come in the morning. Love shall come to you. Hope shall come in the morning. Hope shall come in the morning soon. Hope shall come in the morning. Hope shall come to you. Take this pain from the night. Open your heart with wings, take flight. Hope shall come in the morning. Hope shall come to you.
It is time for all ages, everyone. Can everyone young and young at heart come on up? Well, happy birthday to you, Leota. Welcome, everyone. So today we're going to be doing a Wonder Box, but this Wonder Box has a lot of important things within it. So, as a religion, Unitarian Universalism does something really cool, and every whole bunch of years, decades, two or two, we change up what is most important to us and what our values are. And that's something that was voted on and talked about for a really long time, but is now officially changed. So with that, we are going to be introducing a mascot for this year. Who knows what a mascot is? Penny does.
Who is someone who is at a school and it's either an animal or like in my school has a mascot and it's the Black Panther.
Cool, yeah, a Black Panther. So we're going to have a mascot here for our year this year. Oh, it's It is not something to be scared about. It is something to help represent us and bring us together and make it easier to remember what's super important to us. So, who would like to open the Wonder Box today? Leota, why don't you? It's been a long week, huh? It is gonna be our mascot this year. So we took all of the letters that spell out our values, which I'll go over in just a second, and they spell out Jet Pig. So we have a pig here this year at Bucksmont. It will just be this pig. There will be no live pigs around. Nothing scary. I know. We can work on other options for pigs, but nothing scary. So we need to name this guy, right? So we are going to be brainstorming a little bit today, and Nina, I don't know where Nina went, is going to be writing them down, and we're going to be voting on them in the next few weeks so that we can all together name our pig. So while you have a few minutes to think, I'm going to go over how we came up with Jet Pig. So our values as Unitarian Universalists are justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity, with love in the center. So that's how we came up with Jet Pig. Who's got some ideas on what we can name this pig? JP, okay. Go ahead, Leota. Oink Piggy, all right, that's a good one. Yeah, Gigi? Oink, 2 votes for Oink Piggy. Donna? Pegasus, that's a great one. Yeah, I am sure you guys have more ideas. Anyone else at the moment? Oh, yeah. Bacon, all right. Yeah, yeah, I am confident we have at least one vegan around, right? So, yes. Reggie, that's a good one. Oh, Nate, go ahead. Pig, great. Oh, go ahead. Pigatarian. All right, so if and when you come up with more, you can feel free to email me, and then starting next week, we'll have a poll box in probably the social hall, and you can vote on your favorite name, and we will come up with a name for this guy. So thank you all for that. And then we have a special song to help us remember and to introduce our Jet Pig to the community. So for those of us with letters, can we come on up? And then the kids can stay over here too.
We're going to sing the children out. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere. Be filled with gladness, go in joy, go in joy. May fortune bless your day with peace and loving kindness. Go in love, go in love. As you go on your way, may you be filled with gladness. Go in joy, go in joy. May fortune bless your day with peace and loving kindness. Go in love, go in love.
The offering in liberal religion is a vital part of our history of faith. As covenanted community, people who freely choose to be here, our voluntary giving is symbolic of that freedom of choice. Each week at Bucksmont, we share our offering with a different cause or organization in the community. For the month of September, we are sharing with Penn Environment Research and Policy Center. Penn Environment Research and Policy Center advocates for clean water to drink and clean air to breathe, healthy lakes, rivers and forests, sources of energy that don't pollute and never run out. All this should be the heritage we leave for future generations. Their staff research the issues, educate the public, and win tangible results for a greener future. Penn Environment does research that helps understand the problems that need to be solved. They provide education for everyday Pennsylvanians and the decision makers who direct our nation's future. Together, they are advancing policies and practices that put our country and the planet on a better path. We ask that you participate in our morning offering in one of these ways. You can write out a check to Bucksmont and mail it into the fellowship. You may donate online now or at the end of our worship service, or you may place your donation in one of the baskets as they are passed. We will now receive the morning offering. Our community continues to grow and thrive due to generous donations of both time and money. For the many ways that you contribute and how it sustains this fellowship, we are truly grateful. This morning's reading is Magical Thinking by Colin Boson. The sign in the window pane of Kristen Baybar's toy shop in London reads, "We do not exist, but if you think that we do and would like to visit, please knock." Knock I have. It is a strange and magical place filled with curios, dollhouse furniture, and hand-carved toys. Every surface is covered. The covered display cases are stacked high with miniature flowers, snapping tin alligators, painted puzzles that move, penny whistles, and cheap magic tricks. Signs proclaiming, "Do not touch," suggest that this might not be a shop for small children. Yet some of my fondest childhood memories are of Kristen Baybar's. For 3 summers while my father taught a study abroad course, my family rented a flat around the corner. Every chance I got, I wandered over to the toy shop. The shop owner seemed to delight in entertaining small children. There were magic tricks, toys that made noises, and puzzles. The shop and its owner taught me about the power of imagination, creative play, and the ability to dream and discover new things helps make us human. Without them, there would be no culture, no religion, no art, and no science. They help us to define and redefine the world, for as William Shakespeare wrote, "We are such stuff as dreams are made." My friend Richard defined magic as the act of imagining something and then creating it. He would say, "I think, I'm hungry, I want a sandwich. I imagine it and then I create it. That's magic." Open yourself to the marvelous that surrounds you. Seek it out, if only for a moment, and you will never know what sort of magic you might create. So much of the world began as a dream. So much of the world has yet to be dreamed.
The phrase, "when pigs fly," is an adynaton. An adynaton is a figure of speech so hyperbolic that it describes an impossibility. The implication of such a phrase is that the circumstances in question will never occur. The phrase, "when pigs fly," has been used in various forms since the 1600s as a sarcastic remark. This morning we met our new pig friend during Time for All Ages, who will soon have a name, which is inspired by the reimagining of our Unitarian Universalist principles into a set of 6 values surrounding the central value of love. Our little jet pig is a mnemonic device for the core word of each statement, as we sang and heard about: justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity. Jet pig, for short. But let me share with you the language that goes beyond this cute method of remembering, for there are more than 6 or 7 words here. As Unitarian Universalists, we covenant congregation to congregation and through our association to support and assist one another in our ministries. We draw from our heritages of freedom, reason, hope, and courage, building on the foundation of love. Love is the power that holds us together and is at the center of our shared values. We are accountable to one another for doing the work of living our shared values through the spiritual discipline of love. Inseparable from one another, these shared values are justice. We work to be diverse, multicultural, beloved communities where all thrive. We covenant of inclusive democratic processes to make decisions within our congregations, our association, and society at large. Equity. We declare that every person is inherently worthy and has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. We covenant to use our time, wisdom, attention, and money to build and sustain fully accessible, and inclusive communities. Transformation. We adapt to the changing world. We covenant to collectively transform and grow spiritually and ethically. Openness to change is fundamental to our Unitarian and Universalist heritages, never complete and never perfect. Pluralism. We celebrate that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. We covenant to learn from one another in our free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We embrace our differences and commonalities with love, curiosity, and respect. Interdependence. We honor our interdependent web of all existence with reverence for the great web of life and with humility. We acknowledge our place in it. We covenant to protect the earth and all beings from exploitation. We will create and nurture sustainable relationships of care and respect, mutuality and justice. We will work to repair harm and damaged relationships. And generosity. We cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope. We covenant to freely and compassionately share our faith, presence, and resources. Our generosity connects us to one another in relationships of interdependence and mutuality. This articulation of our values was voted upon by representatives from congregations across our association, including members of this congregation who even helped in articulating the final words. It was debated, amended, and includes input from thousands of Unitarian Universalists over the course of a years-long process. And it too is imperfect. It too will likely change down the road at some point. After all, that is the point of a transformative faith. And this constellation of words is a guide for us as we think about what Unitarian Universalism is all about, what Bucksmont UU Fellowship is all about, what sorts of things we as individuals might be all about as we move through our lives. Building a world, a country, a commonwealth, a town, a congregation, a family, or even just our singular life in a way that lives up to these values may feel as likely as a flying pig. In a lot of ways, religion is about making seemingly impossible things a bit more possible. So are stories, so is politics and science. Really, the ability of human beings to imagine something that hasn't yet existed and then to work out how to bring it forth into the world is one of the closest things to magic we have. In our reading this morning were the lines, "Creative play, the ability to dream and discover new things, helps make us human. Without them, there would be no culture, no religion, no art, and no science. They help us to define and redefine the world." And the definition of magic as the act of imagining something and then creating it. To think, I'm hungry, I want a sandwich. I imagine it, and then I create it. That's magic. This magic of creation and imagination goes beyond important things like sandwiches, though. Last week, I spoke about water and how the ability to turn a tap and have drinking water appear is a relatively new experience in humanity, and one that not everyone has today. There are hundreds of examples of that in our daily lives, things that someone had to dream up first and then work out how to make happen, often involving hundreds, if not thousands, of people to actually pull it off. The internet, our cell phones, our cars, central air conditioning, watches, the ability to shop at Wegmans on the way home to pick up dinner already made, or the ingredients gathered from several places around the world to make dinner yourself. All of these things and many others were impossible until they weren't. Community is similar, less technological, and a form of magic to me. It runs on faith, on trust, on hope, on things that feel less solid than we might like. And yet community happens again and again. Improbably but tenaciously, people gather together to build things, physical things like buildings and towns, but not only material things. We build relationships too. Against all odds, we make friendships and help one another. We help raise our children in a tradition that values them and instills values. We care in little ways and we care in big ways when things are hard in each other's lives. We make meals together. We make music together. None of these actions may be revolutionary on their own, but they add up. Here we have a congregation of people who don't agree on some of the main tenets of religious life. We don't agree about what happens when we die. We don't agree about whether there is a single God, many gods, or no gods at all. We don't agree on which books are sacred or whether any, in fact, are sacred. We have different ways of articulating what it means to be a good person, what it means to live a good life. And here we are, together. Some would look to the state of American culture and say that this room is impossible. And yet here we are, together. We are here to try, here to imagine, here to dream. We are proof in practice that what are often labeled life's big questions are not the things we need to agree on to be in relationship with each other. The more important things are the values that we center about how to be in relationship with one another in the first place. Then we can get to know each other better, and our relationships can become strong enough to hold up when we do, in fact, disagree. One of those UU values I shared earlier and we sang about earlier, among the other very important words, stands out to me as the value that makes this room possible: pluralism. Pluralism, with the musical tune. Not a word we hear a whole lot in popular culture, rarely in our current political discourse, and sadly almost never when things are hard. Pluralism, not a word we hear a whole lot in our popular culture, rarely in our current political discourse, and sadly almost never when things are hard. Pluralism is defined as a state of society in which members of diverse ethnic, racial, religious, or social groups maintain and develop their traditional culture or special interest within the confines of a common civilization. We practice pluralism constantly here at Bucksmont without naming it and it may be one of the most important things our tradition of Unitarian Universalism upholds in our fractured society. Pluralism is not about pretending difference doesn't exist, and pluralism is not about hiding who you are to keep the peace at the dinner table or the water cooler or the reunion. It is about holding the multiple realities of who you are, who other people are, and that the differences between are not simply to be ignored or tolerated, but appreciated. The full text of the UU Statement of Pluralism again reads, "We celebrate that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. We covenant to learn from one another in our free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We embrace our differences and commonalities with love, curiosity, and respect. I too live in this world, and I too go on the internet, see the many political ads, the many political ads, and hear the rhetoric about who matters and who should not in our country. I'm not living in a world of make-believe. My extended family has tense conversations around what should be the central values of our country and who can make those values more real in the world. And yet, I believe that we can live by these values, and that doing so will help us be people who can make things labeled impossible become reality. Like this room of people who disagree on many things, and yet here we are together. The book Maybe by Kobi Yamada has become one of my favorite children's books and features a pig who may just learn to fly. The book ends this way. There is something powerful, even magical, about you. You already have everything it takes to do big things. Maybe you have no idea just how good you really can be. And maybe you don't know how much you matter. But maybe, just maybe, the world has been waiting centuries for someone exactly like you. One thing is for sure, you are here. And because you are here, anything is possible. So may it be.
Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing A Promise Through the A promise through the ages rings that always, always something sings. Not just in May in Finch-filled bower, but in December's coldest hour. A note of hope sustains our soul. Our life is made of many things, bright stars, bleak years, and broken rings. Can it be true that through all things there always, always something sings? A universal song of life, entombed within our deep despair. Our pain seems more than we can bear. A day shall pass and nature knows that deep beneath the winter snow, a rose lies curled and hums this song. For
of awareness within ourselves and connection beyond boundaries, connection to one another, to that interdependent web of life of which we are each but one small thread. As we breathe in, we are connected. As we breathe out, we are connected. I share in gratitude these words of prayer from my colleague, Reverend Julian Soto, Mitochondrial Gift. Our history is always with us. Across organisms, offspring receive a maternal inheritance, DNA, strands of instructions twisted together and reaching into the future. What is the secret tucked into the folds of tiny parts of cells? How does that legacy keep us alive? We are each and all holding a gift of humanity, fragile, wrapped in tissue. We are connected by those gifts, generation after generation, failure after new attempt, dream upon dream, creation from disaster. I know you're just not sure about your place, about this time, about what, if anything, is possible. Just try to remember that people have built splendid new futures from much less than the magic and bequest of life that you now hold. The world is waiting for your gifts, an invitation. Do not blame yourself for being wonderful. There is no shame in this. You must instead expand and understanding the destiny of your inheritance, the here, the now, the you. You must fly. As we breathe in, we are connected. As we breathe out, we are connected. May our minds create a vision of the world radical enough to be called holy. May our actions contain the promise of hope and the commitment to justice. May our hearts remember that love is a power that resists all forms of fear. By our thoughts, by our actions, by our heart, and by our very breath, may it be so. As part of our caring outreach to one another, we set aside a few moments to note both the sorrows and the joys in our lives. In these moments of peace and reflection, we turn our attention to one another. We hold each and all in our compassionate thoughts and the prayers of our hearts. This morning, we are adding stones to water. The bowl includes some of the water we gathered as a community last week, so it contains the love of our congregation, surrounding each joy or sorrow. As we add the stones to the bowl of water, we add a piece of our own stories to the collective waters of this community, a place that also holds the memories of those who have gone before and anticipates those who have yet to arrive. To share the joy or sorrow you would like held by our caring community, text the number that is now on screen. Please include your name along with your sharing. It is the same number no matter how you join us today, and you can add it to your contacts for future weeks. I will read them aloud, and Laura will add a stone on your behalf. What is shared today will go out in our weekly caring notes for those who cannot be with us this morning. Please remember to include your name with what you share. And we place a final stone into the water for all of the joys and sorrows that remain unspoken and deep within our hearts. With stones gathered and remembrances shared, we honor our joys and our sorrows, those shared this morning and the many, many more that exist beyond words. Through our time together, our relationships are deepened and our community made whole.
Our chalice extinguishing words this morning are from Susan L. Van Dreiser. Let us sing the magic of imagination by which we know one another and learn the lives of eras gone by. Let us sing the magic of creation by which we build the world of our soul and teach its wisdom to others, young and old. Let us sing the magic of our lives together, holding and shaping by the movement of breath from heart to lung, all new life that is to come. Go now with singing, go now with magic in your fingertips, touch this world with life.
Please rise, embody your spirit, and join me in singing our closing hymn, Come Sing a Song With Me. With me, come sing a song with me, come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind, and I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find, and I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me, come dream a dream with me, come dream a dream with me, that I might know your mind, and I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find, and I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me, come walk in rain with me, come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind, and I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find, and I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me, come share a rose with me, come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind, and I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find, and I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
As our community departs from this service, may we remember all who came before, may we imagine all who will come after, may we honor all who are present with us here and now. In our time together, we create this community, one of promise, one of commitment, one of magic. In our time together, may each of us become a sanctuary for all we meet on the journey. May we go together now and return again.